Welcome to Be Still and Notice, a yoga podcast. Join me, your host, yoga and meditation instructor Helen Taylor, to dive deeply into the vast ocean of wisdom that is yoga. Explore with me how these ancient practices can help heal and elevate us physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually in an ultra-modern world. Together, we'll deepen our practice, explore our connection to divinity and our own inner landscapes with the help of special guests, guided meditations, how-tos, and oh, so much more. Yoga has the incredible power to change your life on every level, and it all begins with stillness. Now let's begin. Hello everyone and welcome to this last installment of episode 5. So this has been a mega conversation that Katja and I have had that I've broken into 3 episodes because it was huge. It was a huge chat that we had. And if you've made it this far to part 3, I applaud you. I really hope you've enjoyed it because it's just a really authentic conversation with the two of us exploring the 8 limbs of yoga through the sutras, through our own experiences, through our own understandings. And so I really hope that you can get a lot from it. And this episode is going into the last 3 of the limbs, which are all to do with consciousness, concentration, meditation, all to do with the mind, so higher states of consciousness, different states of being. So I wanted to get this out to you before Christmas, but I have moved house. There's been a lot going on, so apologies if you've been waiting for this one. And Happy New Year to you. Really want to wish you the most amazing 2026. I know 2025 was massive for many of us. Yeah, and I just wanted to acknowledge that really, that everybody I know has had a really tough year. Last year was hard, karmically, dharmically, physically, psychologically, spiritually, on all levels. It was a really hard year. And if you follow your astrology, this is why. It was all about shedding things that no longer serve us, and that is really hard when we're shown what we need to let go of, but we want to stay in our comfort zone, when we're tested. But we made it. We're still here. I know for me, I had lots of events happening that really tested me in good ways. And I think 2026 is going to show the culmination of all of these tests that we've been through together. And it'll be a year for growth and refinement and progression, and really finding our way in this kind of new landscape, because we've been shown what we need to shed, what we need to get rid of, the old ways of thinking, the old ways of being. I know I certainly have massively within relationships, my view on myself, self-concepts. So I just wanted to acknowledge that really here in this space, because this is the kind of thing that we are talking about. And really just to wish you really just so many blessings, love and blessings for 2026. And I'm so grateful to be able to do this, to have you here on this journey with me. And I really am grateful for all of you. So thank you. Thank you so much. So without further ado, here is the last installment of episode 5, looking at Pratyahara, Dharana and Samadhi. Now, if my pronunciation is not amazing of these Sanskrit terms, I am still learning, so apologies, I don't want to offend anyone. And just a heads up, Katja's sound is a little bit dodgy on this one, so bear with. It does get better as the episode progresses. Enjoy this conversation. It's an exploration. There is no kind of defining resolution of what these things are, because like everything in yoga, everything spirituality, philosophy, there are layers and layers and layers of meaning. And of course, when you experience them yourself, you'll have different perceptions, different ways of looking at things, different ways of explaining. As always, if you like this podcast, if you like this, please share it with anyone you feel might get some benefit from it, some illumination. And the best way that you can support me, I have no sponsors or anything, I do this all on my own. I don't have any tech support, so I'm doing this literally solo, is to leave me a review. And that's the best way you can support me. So thank you so much in advance. And without further ado, here is the last installment of episode 5, the last 3 of the 8 limbs of yoga with Katja Patel. The next one is Dharana. Dharana. Am I pronouncing that correctly? And Dharana. And when I read the translation in the sutras, it says binding of the mind to one place, object, or idea. What's Dharana to you, Katja? Your understanding of it?
So if you go back one before that, we come from the veil, and then it says the mind becomes fit for concentration.
Through Pratyahara.
So before that, Dharana is introduced, but not as its own point. So it says that when the veil over our inner light is destroyed or lifted by pranayama, then the mind becomes fit for concentration. So for dharana, that's where that's what we need. We need to sort of get a little bit more stillness and focus in. When the senses withdraw themselves from the objects and imitate, as it were, the nature of the mind, this is pratyahara. And I think that for Patanjali, I think this is the process that goes through, working from niyama, from the niyama, with yasana, with pranayama. All of that work leads you to concentration, to dharana. And pratyahara is one state of that, where you, what's happening.
So Dharana,
is the mastery over the senses. And that's why it needs to happen. So I see it more as a process. You probably are not able to reach that stage of focus. It's binding the mind to one place, one object, one idea. So to enable this binding part, this, then we already need to be super focused. Now, sometimes you work on something and you forget everything around. It is really just that. And even if the phone rings, you think, no, I don't want to answer that yet, because you have that that hyper focus. And I think when we say hyper focus, that's probably something that Patanjali sees as the normal focus and concentration. So sort of when already we have reached that stage, that means the senses, they already need to be in check to get there.
It's like levels of concentration, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
and all of this now, because we said we're working on really just on the mind now. So Pratyahara is not running away with your senses, not letting your mind be drawn away.
That's right.
Dharana, I'm trying to pronounce it correctly, is like training your mind to really now focus on that one thing, whatever it might be, the breath. Maybe you're looking at an object, whatever the object of your meditation is, maybe it's a mantra.
Yes.
And really honing that concentration, isn't it?
Yes. And I think it is important to notice that it is not one particular thing. So it is something that you choose. It is something that you can work with, that comes easy to you. Like you can look at the light, you can observe your breath, whatever, you can chant. Any of that is helping you. This is what you choose. So there is no what do you call it? There's no subscription. It is not. This is what you need to do, and this is what you need to take. So what is good for you, what is easy accessible to you, this is what you use. And this is the next stage when you are more in control of your senses. Then you will be able to focus on one thing only, and nothing else. Whatever happens around you is not relevant anymore to you.
Yes, because you're so focused, aren't you? You're so inwards thinking and focused on that you're not going to be distracted. It's the next level, isn't it?
It is the next level, absolutely. Because you're going into more and more subtleties. So you're coming from the cross, the material, to becoming more and more involved with the subtleties of the mind, the subtleties of your own being, and for that. And this is not happening when you have this whirlwinds going in. The other day I was watching a movie, and you have this song "Windmills of the
Oh
Mind."
yeah.
But yeah, this is actually good. So they are like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, so to come to more subtler levels, you need to go through certain processes because otherwise it's not happening. And people might say, I don't want to go there, and then you say it's okay, you don't need to, but if you have that goal, if you're constantly asking yourself, why am I not happy, or why don't I feel complete the way you are, why do I constantly looking outwards for solutions that they don't work for me, which is also nowadays so strong. Everyone has something to say and gives quick advice, and oh, this worked for me and this magic happened, and and you tried, and there's no magic, and maybe it happened for them, but we don't know anything about the person, the processes, what they did before, how, and
Yeah.
we are hopping from one solution to the other. But yoga tells us, or invites us, you have to stop going outwards to find something. Everything is in yourself.
Yeah.
Focused. Now, sometimes you work on something and you forget everything around. It is really just that. And even if the phone rings, you think, no, I don't want to answer that yet, because you have that hyper focus. And I think when we say hyper focus, that's probably something that Patanjali sees as the normal focus and concentration. So sort of when already we have reached that stage, that means the senses, they already need to be in check to get there.
It's like levels of concentration, isn't it? So,
Yeah,
and all of this now, because we said we're working on really just on the mind now. So Pratyahara is not running away with your senses, not letting your mind be drawn away.
that's right.
Dharana, I'm trying to pronounce it correctly, is like training your mind to really now focus on that one thing, whatever it might be, the breath. Maybe you're looking at an object, whatever the object of your meditation is. Maybe it's a mantra,
Yes.
and really honing that concentration, isn't it?
Yes, and I think it is important to notice that it is not one particular thing. So it is something that you choose. It is something that you can work with, that comes easy to you. Like, you can look at the light, you can observe your breath, whatever, you can chant. Any of that is helping you. This is what you choose. So there's no what do you call it? There's no subscription. It is not. This is what you need to do, and this is what you need to take. So what is good for you, what is easy accessible to you, this is what you use. And this is the next stage when you are more in control of your senses. Then you will be able to focus on one thing only, and nothing else. Whatever happens around you is not relevant anymore to you.
Yes, because you're so focused, aren't you? You're so inwards thinking and focused on that you're not going to be distracted. It's the next level, isn't it?
It is the next level, absolutely. Because you're going into more and more subtleties. So you're coming from the cross, the material, to becoming more and more involved with the subtleties of the mind, the subtleties of your own being, and for that. And this is not happening when you have this whirlwinds going in. The other day I was watching a movie, and you have this song "Windmills of the
Oh
Mind."
yeah.
I thought, yeah, this is actually good. So they are like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, so to come to more subtler levels, you need to go through certain processes because otherwise it's not happening. And people might say, I don't want to go there, and then you say it's okay, you don't need to, you know. But if you have that goal, if you're constantly asking yourself, why am I not happy, or why can't I, why don't I feel complete the way you are, why do I constantly looking outwards for solutions, that they don't work for me, you know,
Mm.
which is also nowadays so strong. Everyone has something to say and gives quick advice, and oh, this worked for me, and this magic happened, and you tried, and there's no magic, and maybe it happened for them, but we don't know anything about the person, the processes, what they did before, how, and
Yeah.
we are hopping from one solution to the other, but yoga tells us or invites us, you have to stop going outwards to find something. Everything is in yourself.
Yeah.
All the answers are in you. You just need to become stiller and open the spaces to see them,
Mm.
because they are all the time there, but we don't see them.
That's really the key massive message in all
Mm.
of this, isn't it?
Yeah,
Everything you need is within you, and it really is. And I think that's so important. And I think it's, people that I know that have taken one limb of yoga, say asana, or say one practice like meditation, for an end result. So asana to become fitter, or meditation to reduce stress. Once they really get into it, they discover so much more, and it leads into everything else, doesn't it? It's just like opening
exactly.
Pandora's box in a good way.
In a good way, yes.
In
Yeah,
a really good way, because all of it, you learn so much about yourself, don't you, and
yeah,
how the inner workings of your mind.
yes.
um,
And then so many things make sense,
mm,
why you see yourself running all the time down the same avenues, down the same rabbit holes, and to the point where you then say, do you want to do it again? Because you have seen that outcome 1,000 times. Or do you want to try something different? But in order to get there, you need to want that, because otherwise, I think it is not working. But like you said, once you start it, and it can start in the yoga class, once you start that and you maybe practice for a year and you think, wow, my back is so strong, but maybe you don't remember how it was, or let's rephrase it, because I think that's something where most people can relate to. So you do your first bridge pose, is like a wobble bridge, right? So it is like everything seems to be jelly in your body. When you move up, everything seems to shake.
mm,
But then after maybe a couple of months, or depending on where you came from, so let's say 2 3 months, all of a sudden you don't even notice that you're standing there, or not you're standing, that you are in the bridge pose, and nothing shakes or nothing
mm,
wobbles. It's just that bridge. Um, but you come from there to there, and you're becoming stiller. You can work with your breath, and that's also what Patanjali says. This is how you recognize that you mastered the asana, is that you have overcome these beginning struggles, and the weakness, and the steadiness all of a sudden comes, and then then that's when you have made progress, and when you carry on and you practice for a year or two, then you also notice, well, I can actually now sit there and I can take some deep breaths, and all of a sudden I notice that my mind gets quieter. So you already are able to apply some tools yourself. You
mm.
have gone through different processes to come to that point. And
Yeah.
and but this is we are not talking about next year at that time, I've reached samadhi. It's about whatever process, you're weaving in the yama, the niyama, you are working on your body.
And I was just thinking as you were talking that there's something missing in these 8 limbs. But it's probably in no, it's in the yamas and the niyamas. It's actually the, how should I word this? The want, the willingness, because not everybody actually wants to change or can see the possibilities of change. They might do all these practices and remain the same, because it actually takes a great degree of there's the choice, choice. I'm not happy with where I am, therefore I'm going to change it.
I don't think that this is missing, because I think these scriptures are for students of yoga. They already have that willingness, to achieve that goal, to go down all those avenues to progress.
I was just thinking it's interesting, isn't it? Just I'm always trying to relate to now, and there are certain people that will never, for whatever want, they haven't got the want. They can see,
Yeah,
but it's too scary, right? It's too
right. Exactly. But this is, when you go back to the Vikshepas, to these 9 hindrances in the first chapter, that is this mental laziness or mental dullness is one of the hindrances of that path. And if you don't want that, or if you always go back to too much, not fast enough, then it's not happening. Not happening very quickly. It's maybe not happening at all.
yeah.
And I always find then maybe the suffering which comes, I think, also from or the wanting comes from that. Maybe it hasn't been enough yet. So to really want that, I think, this I really want now, definitely. I'm ready for that.
I totally agree with you on that, and it sounds quite harsh, but the reality is, isn't it, that I think if you really want something, if you're really unhappy, you're not happy with how things are, how you are, your life, certain the way you react to things, the reality is it is in your power to change that. And I feel so passionate about that, and certain people are just so, no, I'm not doing that, I'm not going there.
Exactly. And then it is also, they can't be helped that
It's
way,
choice again. Yeah.
because it is just equally, if someone wants to do that and you are convincing them because it helped you, this is what you need to do, and they say, okay, I'll try, but their approach is maybe not, they do it just to do you a favor, but not really for them, and then it also, that is not, most of the time it's not working. It might lead towards it, but you have to have this real, my teacher used to say, zest.
Hence zest for yoga.
Hence, it came into that name exactly, because otherwise it's just not happening.
And let's face it, and I think this is a really important part of the whole conversation around yoga, and it's great because more and more people are discussing it. It's not pretty. It's not always pretty. It's actually really difficult to face the uglier sides of yourself that come out through self-inquiry, you know, the shadow work, the traumas, the whatever, you know, the darker sides of your personality, that when you do these practices, the light is shone, isn't it,
Yes,
on them?
on them, yes, because they need to come. They need to come out, because you need to also make peace with them. Learn to, maybe sometimes it's understanding of what happened, so that you can make peace with that, or just being able to say, okay, this has happened, or this is clearly part of my personality, and and it's okay.
I think Ram Dass is really famous. You know Ram Dass, the amazing. He was great, wasn't he? I'm always talking about him on the podcast. And he's really famous for saying that I can't remember the quote word by word, but he's for saying that basically he's just as neurotic as he's always been when he was younger and before he, you know, found his guru and saw life very differently. He said, but now I make friends with them.
Yeah.
Now I say, come on in and have a cup of tea, instead of tearing his hair out and going down that spiral, which again brings us back to that kind of Pratyahara. He's still neurotic, they're still there, but it doesn't affect him in the same way.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is one I wrote once, one Zen quote, which was, before I was enlightened, I went to either the woods and got fire, or I went to the stream and collected water. And after I was enlightened, I went to still doing the same, going to the
Yeah.
street. And, because it is not that something all of a sudden changes in a way that there's something that's not you. You are still in this world. And in this
Yeah.
world, you need to eat, you need to sleep, you need to earn
Feed your
money,
body.
and you, so there are still the things maybe that you don't like. You still need to do them. But it is about, what these 8 limbs do. They even out these dualities. I think that's what we spoke about in our last episode as well, was these spikes are getting smaller and smaller, where we think, oh, I like that, I don't want that, and you just see, okay, this is what I need to do it, so let's do it, rather than quivering about and thinking someone else needs to do it. And I think this is sort of these small, very time-consuming traits. They will go as you move along in your practice.
And I think it's also really important to say that all of these take years to,
Sure.
or lifetimes to master.
Probably a little later than actually the lifetimes more likely, yes.
Yeah,
Because we
it's
are so complex, and we just can't pick up where, why am I here now with this? Why I'm all get stuck on that, and we always look for the why. And I think yoga says as well, not in any particular words, but that's how I think. Just keep on your practice, and it will slowly get less and less to deal with that, and it will, yeah, maybe not go away, but it is not so important for you anymore. I think that's probably what shifts how important we take certain things.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's definitely been the case for me in my experience, with different things that I've talked about and not talked about on the podcast, but reacting to certain things, getting carried away, fearful of certain
Yeah.
things. The way I feel about myself, my ego has been a really big one, especially with my kirtan practice. So it takes time. It takes
It
time,
does,
doesn't it?
yes. It takes time because every step we need to master in a way that we don't need to become experts on it, but we need to allow that to happen. And then whatever resistance came up before, or, this needs to calm down. And it
Yeah.
calms down with that regular practice. And that's always to go back to. It is always, go back to your practice, do that, and all will be well eventually.
Eventually.
And when's not well yet, then you still need to practice a little more.
Yeah, you just got to keep going. It really is that. I was talking to one of my lovely one-to-one students, and he's really keen on meditation, but he's like, I don't know if I'm doing it right, and blah, blah. I was like, you've just got to keep doing what you're doing, and know that there is actually no right or wrong. You just need to keep going. And again, that's that shraddha, that faith piece comes in,
Yes,
doesn't
it does. It is a faith in what we think when we this is what we do, and then we need to have this absolute faith into that.
it?
Because as soon as we doubt, we go back to square one.
Yeah.
And go back to the different stages. And maybe if we do that, then 10 times we realize, okay, no, don't need to do that again. Nope, that's it.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it is Patanjali or in the Bhagavad Gita, where there's this saying, you can try out whatever different things, but at one stage you need to choose what you want to do, and then you need to pursue that 100%.
Yeah.
And not let get any other thing in the way, because otherwise you're not making progress.
I love that. And you can apply that to absolutely anything, can't you?
Absolutely.
Your career, any kind
Absolutely.
of intellectual
Anything.
endeavor.
Yeah. Anything.
But I really think that we are our own, the best project that you could possibly work on in your life is you.
Yes.
So,
Most likely, yes.
and if you're flitting from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, how can you master anything?
Exactly. This is that. It is. It's just not possible.
So, with that in mind, the last of the limbs.
Oh, actually, not the last yet.
Oh, no, we've got one more. I'm racing ahead.
We still have Dhyan going.
Right, so let's get on to the next one is
Dhyan.
Dhyana.
Dhyan.
Dhyana.
That's right. Dhyan, yeah. So I think it is, well, now it's just refinement. Just is not the word for that. But there's nothing else coming in, no other aspect. It's coming. You come from Dharana, being able to bind your mind to that one project, one idea, one thought, one breath. And the next one is you can stay there, and I don't know if it is in here where it is like you're pouring oil from one. It's never, it is this endless smooth stream of everything what comes in your mind, where you think, when we stay with the chicken that comes in the mind, and the chicken you project that onto your thing, and that's the chicken goes in that, and I think, okay, I will have that chicken in 20 minutes, but now I'm here. So wherever every thought will join into that steady stream of focus in what dhyan, which we translate as meditation.
Yeah, so we've had the stages before, haven't we? And this is like probably what most people would see just, as meditation, isn't it? It's this steady stream, focused awareness, flow of cognition.
Flow of cognition towards
And
that project or that object.
yeah, and it also says in the book, where there's no time or space and the mind transcends body consciousness. Exciting.
I think that's why, yes, you might experience that when you sit and meditate, that your body is gone.
I definitely have.
And where you know it's there and it feels surreal, but it's gone, and you're aware of that, the both that it's there and that it's gone, and it just stays.
Yeah, it's quite hard to describe, isn't it? And it would be very different for some people have similar experiences, some people have very different ones. But I think the main idea, isn't it, is that your mind is in a very different state. It's not in the
That's
body and
right.
in the senses. It's not constantly being
It is. It's, you know, how, where you think, okay, I can focus now on one thing, and it is still, you know, there's still more to that. So you can focus, yes, but everything that comes to mind is not distracting you, and it just flows into that state of meditation. It is, I would say, sort of the one where we look at, we are benefit driven society, and we know what do I get out of that, and that after all of this what you have put in with the previous limbs, and you move through them and you integrate them, that's one thing that you get out of it, is then that you're you can stay in that state even if something comes up, or you can find your way back into it again, and yeah.
So what would you say, Katja, are the benefits, coming back to that, are the benefits of being in this meditative state? I mean, I know that there are many, but just for you, what are the key?
Well, I think what it does for me every time I meditate is it gives me that step back to what was before. You can have, you know, maybe you are getting up. I meditate in the morning. That's my main time. So I get up and I already think, oh my God, I need to do this and this and this and that, and all these thoughts are, this is the windmills, right? They are
Yeah.
starting, they are starting to propel, and when you then sit there and you meditate, and after that they're gone. And you think, okay, now I have all of that to do, but yes, I have also time to do that. You know, there's enough time. I think maybe it brings you out of this scarcity mode of, oh, I can't do that, have this to do, have this, how do I do that? And because you're so busy with all of these questions which lead you to nowhere, you step back and you think, no, there's actually enough time, and I'll get everything done by the end of the day. And I think that's is one thing. The other thing is, over the years, it definitely has made me less reactive, you know, to
Yeah.
even to things that are happening in my vicinity while I'm meditating. I just carry on whatever, and I'm not bothered with that, and I'm also not. I'm choosing not to react to anything that's happened, and I'm just staying there. So I'm not going. If you go a bit further back, I'm not going with my senses.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I have already chosen my object to focus on, and I have sort of practiced that over a few years, so that now, so that now, yeah, and it just I don't know, when I don't meditate, I go back to, I know certain traits, being indecisive, thinking, oh, I don't know how to do this now or that. That is one thing where I think, okay, I'm going down to the,
Yeah.
and certain things that just stop then. Unhelpful traits that you have, unhelpful behavior. I think it has just got over the years, it gets overlaid with more useful traits and behavior.
Yes, no, it's back to that Ram Dass thing again, isn't it? I totally agree with you, because I've had, I don't have the wealth of your 30 plus years experience, but from my experience, that's definitely been the case. Less reactive, more spaciousness. And I feel like it brings us back to our original state of being, because we're all so conditioned, aren't we?
Yeah.
This idea of ourself begins almost the day we're born through our parents and society. And we pick up all these neuroses, and we have traumas, and we have histories and experiences that shape our fears and the way we look at the world and our perceptions, don't they?
Exactly.
And our idea of self, and that's so huge and so important, and everyone has their own complex self concept. And these ideas about ourselves make up our fears, don't they? And our projections and our perceptions, they add a huge amount to them.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so when you sit and you practice all of these practices, particularly these last ones that we're talking about with meditation and going inwards, first of all, the awareness of what you're doing comes up. And the more awareness you have, the more you can choose to change it. So yeah, I think it brings us back to this kind of purer state of being without all these.
Yes, exactly. Without all this, what has come in through the senses over these decades that we are on this earth, and all the experiences that we have made, and all the likes and the dislikes that we have developed. And yeah, it sort of gets all evened out more, more,
Over
more
time.
over time. Exactly. It's like you polish it or you sand it down,
Yeah, yeah.
to get this smoother surface, and not get stuck on any splinters all the time. And it is, yeah, it is refinement that comes from doing it again and again and again and again
Yeah.
and then again.
It's putting that work in.
Yes, having that consistency, having this trust and the confidence that this will help you with whatever, you need to do
Yeah, on all levels, healing,
on all levels. Exactly.
just literally knowing yourself. It's amazing, isn't it? It's so powerful. And really, this must have been so kind of revolutionary because we're still using these sutras. You know, this is the framework of our modern, how we, practice yoga today. And it's
Yeah.
thousands of years old.
Yes. And it is still, we're still having these same obstacles that are in
Yeah.
our way. We still have these same hindrances, like illness, laziness, stop and start, all of these, we just still do them.
Yeah.
And
Lack of
that's why it is,
self-worth.
yeah, and that's why it is still so relevant.
Mm. Mm.
I think it is the way they are, because there's just one sentence. There are no stories around them, so most people find them a bit, what do I do with that?
Mm. Yeah. And I think that's where, things like talking therapies, there's lots of different modalities that you could use, but actually go really beautifully alongside your yoga practice. Because so much can come up, can't it, in your practice,
Yeah,
that you might need to explore with another professional,
yeah,
get some
absolutely.
more
Exactly.
insight. Yeah.
Yeah,
So we've gone from withdrawing the senses, we've gone from really being really focused. Now we've got a steady flow, a stream of cognition. The mind is just like pouring oil. It's like a stream of oil. It's focused, it's there. You might transcend the body somehow with the mind. What's next? What's the last one?
well, when I'm there,
You will let me know when you get there.
let me know. Straight away, I'll send you a message.
I made it.
But it is, when you read Patanjali, that's how it all starts, right? So it comes with, this is the aim of, this is yoga. And I
Yeah.
said in the first chapter, I think that I found that quite overwhelming, is all these different of samadhi. So this is the eighth limb, is samadhi.
And I think we don't need to go into all the
No, we
samadhis. I think
don't.
it's way too much, by the
It is
way.
way too much, but I think it probably is a state that we experience, and every one of us has experienced that, but we don't know it,
Mm.
right? Because you're not aware of that, and where everything just comes together, and whatever happens, you're not bothered by that, and yeah, and the rest is speculation.
Yes, because I think, unless you have attained that state, maintained it, then, you know, you can't really talk about it properly. And even in the commentary in the book, he said it's so hard to describe. But
It is.
we could use words like non-attachment, liberation, that the ego, the dissolving of the ego.
Yeah, but it is all still, because I think it is such a subtle a subtle state that yeah, the
So
words,
for
they
you,
don't really make it give it justice, you know.
and I think that's going back to, Freddie has always said to me, yoga can't really be taught, it can only be experienced,
That's
because
right. Yeah,
it is experiential, isn't it? It's
it
not.
is experiential, and that's why I say, we all have experienced that state, but yeah, well, then we didn't know it. Well, but I think, once you have reached that stage, and you can sort of, you just are in that, then you still go and chop wood.
So for someone who's never heard of samadhi, Yeah, still chopping the wood, still doing your dirty laundry, by the way, even though you're an enlightened being.
Exactly. Still need to brush your teeth, still need to go shopping.
So,
Samadhi is the same meditation when there is the shining of the object alone, as if it is devoid of form.
so the object of the meditation
What
and
you
the
chose your
meditator,
object was the idea, the flame, the
what-
breath,
the
the
mantra,
mantra.
and the meditator become one.
That's right.
I think it's a
When
good
there's
way to
just
say it.
sort of the essence of that, yeah. Maybe the flame is the easiest because you can see the shining, you can see that sort of halo type that is still around the flame, that light that it gives without seeing the flame or, you know. So you are, when you say detachment, you are detached from the object that you have chosen. You don't need the object any longer.
But isn't it, all this is going to be interesting now, this conversation. But isn't it also that the object and the meditator are one? They're not, the form has gone, so they are one and the same.
Yeah.
There's the union, there's the yoga. There's lots of
Could
different
be.
ways.
A lot of speculation that you can throw out, for sure. Absolutely. But that's the end. That's the goal that you have reached. And maybe you can say it like this: whatever your goal was, why you started this journey, then you have reached it.
Absolutely. So in really practical terms, your samadhi, if you just wanted to be less stressed and have a calmer mind and less reactive, you would definitely get there with all of these practices.
Yeah, yes. And you go through all these stages, and with that, all these stages, you might understand it more. You might understand more where you get stressed. You might understand and see your triggers and the way you react, and might choose to take a different path, try something different, go back to the breath. I don't know, lie down, do nothing for 10 minutes and come back refreshed. There's so many ways, and you see, that it is not necessary. Maybe it is not needed. Maybe you, over that process, you evaluate why did you want that in the first place? And maybe there's something different behind that. And that's why, yeah. So maybe you want to be less stressed, or you're less stressed because you wanted something on the material side. And then after all of that, you realize that the material side is maybe, it's nice, but still you have so much going for you that it is not needed anymore for you to feel good.
There's just a huge amounts of growth in all of these steps, and huge amounts of self knowing and knowledge to acquire. And
Yeah.
I think for me, samadhi, my understanding of it, and I love that you said that most of us have had little experiences of it, but probably not known or know this term, or what to call it. But is this experience of oneness, like complete oneness. And a lot of that, I think, for people can be when they're in nature, when they've had incredible connection with nature or the outside
That's
world.
right. But oneness means what as well? The duality is gone,
Exactly.
right? So this
Yeah.
that our mind gets constantly pulled in. I don't want that, want that, um, and so because when there is oneness, there's just that.
there's no separation, is there? And the separation is with the egoic mind, isn't it? And all these, the trappings that come with our conditioning that we were talking about before, your self-concept, the way you view yourself, and all these blocks that stop us from being what we really are, our true selves.
Yeah, exactly.
So again, it's like an even deeper version of returning to the truest form of yourself. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. Yeah. And then you are one with that, and you might see that actually there's not much needed more to you to be happy with you.
Absolutely.
Because most of the time we are not happy with us. It just manifests in different ways, that it seems to be it's on the outside, but truly it's on the inside.
Absolutely.
Food for thought.
Yes, I mean, we really have just done an overview of these massive topics. So if you've made it all the way to the end of this episode, you're a superstar.
Well done. Yes.
And thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
But it's thank you so much, Katja, for having these conversations with me, because you are just a wealth of wisdom and knowledge, and it's just, I love talking to you, so thank you so much.
Well, it is something that I think I always was interested in. I still love thinking about that. And, because I think it holds so much, or so many answers for us, why we're constantly looping around, even if we know it, still.
Yeah.
And why can't we just switch that off?
Yeah. Press a button, because we're not
Press the
robots.
button.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you so much. And
Thank you.
I'm sure there will be another time. I hope so.
We can talk about, something different.
Thank you so much for listening to the Be Still and Notice podcast. I really hope you enjoyed this episode, and perhaps it even added something to your life. If you know someone that might benefit, please share this episode with them. And of course, a review would be so much appreciated. Please find all the information relating to this episode, including relevant links, in the show notes. And until next time, sending you so much love and light on your path to yoga.